Chapter 2, Darkness Falls. The apartment was a flurry of activity, or at least, as close to a flurry as 4 lazy, indoor-loving Gen Z dogs could muster. Midnight had taken command, giving orders and instructions like they were prepping for an all-out war. Chip, Lola, Dexter, and Bella followed suit, more out of confusion and a vague sense of impending doom than actual belief in what was happening. "We need to block off all the entrances," Midnight said, pacing back and forth. "Zoomies always come in through weak points. Gaps in the walls, open windows, doggy doors, anything they can slip through." Dexter poked his head out of his blanket fort. Newsflash, we live in an apartment. We don't exactly have doggy doors, Midnight." "Not the point," Midnight snapped. "The point is, we need to secure every potential entry point." Bella, who had finally put her phone down, for once, looked skeptical. "So, what? We're just gonna start nailing boards over the windows like it's the apocalypse?" Midnight shot her a look. "Do you have a better idea?" Bella smirked. "Yeah, we could call for takeout and hope the delivery guy runs into the Zoomies first." Lola groaned. "This is serious, Bella." Chip was already on it, dragging a chair over to the front window. "Okay, so we close up the windows. Then what?" Midnight glanced around the apartment. "Then we prepare for the worst. When the Zoomies hit, they don't stop until they've torn through everything. And I mean everything." Dexter whimpered from his fort. "Does that include my blanket fort?" "Please say it doesn't include my blanket fort, especially your blanket fort," Midnight replied with a grin. Dexter gasped. "You monster." Midnight rolled their eyes and continued pacing, clearly used to the group's antics by now. "Look, the Zoomies are fast. They're unpredictable. The only thing we have on them is that they're not very smart. So, kinda like Dexter." Lola quipped, dodging a Pilo. Dexter immediately threw her way. "Hey!" Dexter shouted, offended. "I'm smart. I just conserve my brainpower for the important stuff, like which sock to chew on first." Bella muttered, earning a middle finger from Dexter. "Focus, please," Midnight interjected. "If we want to survive this, we need to stick together and stay sharp. The Zoomies thrive on chaos, but we can outmaneuver them." "Are you sure?" Chip asked, frowning as he struggled to wedge a piece of furniture against the window. Midnight nodded. "We've faced them before. They're wild, but they're easy to fool. We just need to be prepared." "Prepared for what, exactly?" Lola asked. "Running in circles until we pass out." Midnight smirked. "That's one option. But I was thinking more along the lines of a trick." The group paused, intrigued. "A trick?" Chip echoed, his ears perking up. "What kind of trick?" Midnight's eyes gleamed with mischief. "The kind that plays to their weaknesses. The Zoomies might be fast, but they're dumb as hell. We lure them in, make them think they've got the upper hand, and then bam. We trick them." Bella leaned forward, her curiosity piqued. "Okay, I'm listening." "How do we trick them?" grinned, clearly enjoying any Adenton. "VVUEMITUIE what they want. Chaos. We let pant. Then, when they're least expecting it, we hit th." Midnight grinned, them fint with something they can't handle. "Order, weak order." Lola repeated, raising an eyebrow. "Like what?" "A neatly arranged living room." Midnight shook their head. "No. Structure. A routine. The one thing the Zoomies can't stand is a schedule. They thrive on unpredictability, but if we force them into a routine, they'll implode." Dexter blinked. "So, we're gonna bore them to death." Midnight shrugged. "Basically." Bella chuckled. "This sounds like something straight out of a dog training manual." "Trust me, it works," Midnight insisted. "VWE set up a fake obstacle course, one that leads them right where we want them. Once they're in, we start a routine. Something mundane. Something repetitive. It'll drive them crazy." Chip thought for a moment. "Like feeding time?" "Exactly." Midnight said with a grin. "Feeding time, nap time, whatever. The point is to break their momentum. The Zoomies are all about chaos, but if we hit them with structure, they won't know what to do." Lola nodded slowly. "Okay, this might actually work." "Wait," Dexter interjected, raising a paw. "Are we really about to fight off a bunch of demonic speedsters by making them follow a schedule?" Midnight grinned. "Welcome to my world." The next few hours were spent setting up the tricks. Midnight took charge, directing the others to arrange the apartment in a way that would funnel the Zoomies into the living room, where the routine would begin. Chip dragged the dog food bowls into position, while Bella and Lola stacked pillows and cushions to form a makeshift obstacle course. Dexter, despite his initial reluctance, was tasked with setting up the final part of the Trichuria series of repetitive tasks designed to bore the Zoomies into submission. 'Twas a strange sight to behold a group of dogs preparing for what could only be described as the weirdest battle in canine history. As the apartment grew darker, Midnight's voice cut through the silence. "Get ready. They'll be here soon." The Gen's dogs huddled together, their nerves on edge. This was it. The Zoomies were coming, and they had no idea what to expect. But with Midnight leading the way, they had a fighting chance. Chip took a deep breath, his paws shaking slightly. "So, we really think this is going to work?" Midnight glanced at him, their expression unreadable. "It's either this or chaos. Your call." Lola sighed. "One quest we're all in." Then. The apartment fell silent as they waited, the tension thick in the air. And then, just as Midnight had predicted, they heard it, the sound of something fast, something wild, something that didn't belong in the quiet of the night. The Zoomies had arrived.